Why does carnivore diet work so well to reverse autoimmunity? We will find out in today's video. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sylvia and I'm a big city mom, and that's because I live, work and raise my family in New York City. And whenever I have some free time, which isn't very often, I blog and vlog about health through diet, lifestyle and nutrition. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with autoimmunity, rheumatoid arthritis, and I wasn't willing to accept the traditional therapy because they would only manage my symptom and there was no chance of a reversing of the disease, and those drugs came with tons of side effects. So that set me on this long journey to figure out my own answers to rheumatoid arthritis, and a year ago now, I did just that. Through diet, lifestyle and nutrition, I was able to put this nasty disease into remission. I was so impressed with the results that it finally pushed me to start this channel and my blog. So if you are on this journey yourself, you should definitely subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get started with today's video. I am not the only one that reports phenomenal results with health when going on the carnivore diet. Just about every day you can find a new testimonial on the web telling you how somebody reversed a disease or put it into a remission that they thought they could never do it. And that goes really against the conventional belief of eat your veggies. I mean, just as I'm saying it, I have an image from the movie where a kid gets forced to eat peas and carrots. So why would that be that carnivore diet works so well for this seemingly uncurable conditions? Obviously, the mainstream medicine says that all autoimmune conditions are uncurable, and currently we don't really know why they happen. Well, I have some other ideas about it, and I made a whole bunch of videos about it, so I will link some of them in the description box. Definitely check them out. But in the meantime, let's find out why carnivore diet actually works for autoimmunity. Over the last 50 years, the production of processed foods increased exponentially. Just go to any supermarket. I would say about 80% of all aisles will be filled with something that is packaged, boxed, canned, tinned, or in jars. Now, with that, to make the food last longer, to extend the shelf life, to make them more palatable, and for the ingredients not to separate, those foods have a whole slew of artificial additives. Now, to be sure, they work, they do extend the shelf life of the food, they prevent the ingredients from separating, they taste great, and also they are quite cheap. But there's a price to pay. A lot of those additives, if not all, interact with our guts, and if you consume this type of foods over an extended period of times, those additives will interact with your gut lining and weaken it over time, leading to the so-called leaky gut syndrome. Leaky gut, or increased gut permeability, is a condition where your body is unable to block undigested food, toxins, bacteria, viruses from entering through the gut wall into your bloodstream. Now, this will naturally alert the immune system because under normal circumstances, those things shouldn't be there. So your immune system will launch a response which normally manifests as inflammation. So in my case, since I had rheumatoid arthritis, it was inflammation of the joints because that's where the contamination of the tissue was happening. And inflammation is normal and a healthy response to contamination of the tissues, either by toxins or by bacteria or by viruses. Now, if this happens once or twice, your body recovers within a couple of days and all is well. But if there is a flood of toxins day by day by day, then this becoming a chronic condition where your body is every day fighting contamination and creating antibodies. And at some point it will become a chronic condition, which in my case was diagnosed as rheumatoid arthritis because there was a consistent for years inflammation of my joints because I didn't know that I had to fix my leaky gut. I was trying to address my joints or my immune system. So the first thing that happens when you switch to the carnivore diet, you stop the flood of toxins, undigested foods, preservatives from contaminating of your tissues. This gives a break to your gut and to your immune system. And I'm speaking from experience because it took about 10 days when I noticed major improvement in the inflammation levels in my joints. Now, this doesn't mean that you are healed from the leaky gut syndrome. It takes a lot longer than this, but basically you are removing the conditions that were causing contamination of your tissues and the response of your immune system. The best way to go about it is to get meat from reliable sources. You prepare it yourself at home with minimal spices, preferably just salt, and you use saturated animal good quality fat to either fry it or add it to your diet. Lectins, oxalates, saponins, phytic acids are becoming a lot more popular these days in the carnivore community, and they have been discussed a lot. All of these are known as plant toxins. They're naturally occurring in plants because plants cannot run away or attack its predators. They will just give you digestive issues if you try to eat them, and that is their survival strategy. Now you might be wondering, why would the plant toxins give us problems these days? We humans have been eating plants as part of the regular diets for many centuries. And I think there are many points to consider here. Well, for one, we never ate that much food that was processed, had extended shelf life, that had all kinds of synthetic additives and preservatives. We even add fillers to our food to make it cheaper. That never happened until recently. We never tried to make plants basis of our nutrition. We never tried to replace meat with plants for proteins and fats. Vegetarian and vegan diets are relatively recent inventions. Our ancestors cooked, sprouted, fermented, or soaked the vegetables they were eating. Salads and raw vegetables weren't popular at all. Sugar wasn't available for daily consumption. It was used sparingly, maybe for major holidays, once or twice a year. Fruits and vegetables were eaten pretty much only in season, and seeds, oils, or vegetable oils were not consumed at all. The fruits and vegetables we are eating today are quite different than those of our grandparents. That's because we learned to hybridize our fruits and vegetables. We basically breed them to be more resistant to pesticides and bugs, which means these plants produce more plant toxins because that's what makes them more resilient. And lastly, and sadly, extended breastfeeding of children isn't popular anymore. And just a generation ago, most of the children were breastfed for about 2 years, allowing for formation of strong and resilient guts. I found out that I was breastfed for 3 months, and then I was placed on a grain-based formula with cow's milk. All these drastic changes over the last 50 to 100 years into our ways of eating eroded our guts, and I think normally those lectins, oxalates, saponins, and phytic acids probably would be benign if we prepare it right, don't eat it too much of it, and our guts will be fine handling it. But because we've created the man-made additives and toxins that found their way into our guts, I think that created conditions for the plant toxins to cause damage as well. Now, what happens with the carnivore diet is not only do you remove all of these, but with good quality meat and saturated fats and things like egg yolk lecithin, you're actually giving your body tools to rebuild a healthy gut. And that will take a little bit longer. For some people it could be 3 months, 6 months, some people take years. It depends on the level of damage you sustain. Even though the mainstream medicine denies the link between the leaky gut and autoimmunity, and I would make even a stronger statement where I would say the leaky gut is the cause of autoimmunity, it is hard to deny the benefits of the carnivore diet and that it really works. All you have to do is to go on a strict carnivore diet, and if you have autoimmunity, within days, weeks, maybe the worst in a month, you will start seeing major improvements. So I think with time, carnivore diet as a treatment for autoimmunity will make its way into the mainstream consciousness. All right, if you haven't yet, please subscribe, like, share, comment down below, and I will see you in my Friday findings. Bye.